roads done, and meanwhile, when the snow is falling at an inch to inch and a half an hour, it covers up very quickly.
How do you determine where you put down salt, or where you plow, or where you use certain pieces of equipment?
Sure, that's a decision made by the supervision, and typically our rule is we will put salt down as the snow is beginning to fall, but once we get a heavy layer of snow down, the task is to push it off the road before we salt again. So for example, right now we're primarily in blading and plowing mode as opposed to salting mode. Once the snow lets up and we get the snow mostly off the road, we'll start salting again. But for now, it's a matter of just getting that snow off the road first.
And is it true that salt only works in a certain temperature range? If it gets too cold out there, you don't put down salt because it doesn't do any good?
Absolutely. Although that has changed a little bit. Traditionally, just normal, plain old rock salt starts to lose effectiveness at about 20 degrees. What we've done over the last 5 or 10 years is add liquid brine to all of our salt trucks. So when the salt comes out of the back of the truck, it's sprayed with liquid brine, which is naturally occurring salt water, as it comes out. And that causes the salt to not only activate more quickly and to be more effective, but it allows it to work at a lower temperature. So now we can comfortably salt down to about 10 degrees, and then it really quickly loses its effectiveness.
A very special guest on the line, Craig Bryson. He is what is your official title? I said you were the czar of all media for the Oakland County Road Commission, but I think I may have given you a demotion. You actually have a higher title than that, right?
Well, I like the czar title, but my business card actually says Senior Communications Manager.
Okay. Well, I do want to get that right. The Senior Communications Manager for the Oakland County Road Commission. And if you have calls or comments, 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. Let me talk about the drivers. First of all, how should drivers interact with the trucks? If we see one coming or if we're near one, are there certain things you would like us as drivers to do?
Absolutely. If you see the trucks, please move out of the way, give them the room they need. Those are big multi-ton vehicles. They take a lot of space to turn and to stop, and you don't want to be in their way if they're trying to stop. You don't want to tailgate them too close because you're going to get rock salt thrown all over your vehicle. And they're out there trying to do a good job for the rest of us, trying to make the roads safe for the rest of us. Some of those guys and women have been working for 16 hours. They're a little bit tired, working in the worst possible conditions. So just please give them the room they need. Let them get the job done.
Do you have a problem with drivers that are either going too fast or too slow?
Too fast is the biggest problem. That's a constant problem. People flying around our trucks, cutting them off, passing on the shoulder, which, by the way, is one of the most dangerous things now. A lot of our trucks now have wing plows, which are plows that fold out of the truck on the right-hand side so that we can plow the shoulder at the same time as we're plowing the lane. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you can't see that from behind, and we have people who want to pass us on the shoulder, and this happens a couple of times a year. Every year they'll go try and fly around us on the right-hand side of the shoulder and run right into that wing plow. And unfortunately, the cars usually don't come out the better side of that equation.
And let me guess, that's the same guy that tries to sue you for damages, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, what about driving tips in general? What should we do when the weather gets like it is right now? You'd think that it would be common sense, but we get all kinds of accidents due to drivers who don't know what to do. What should they be doing, Craig?
We do, and that's an interesting situation because every time we have a storm like this, the vast majority of drivers are able to drive and get where they want to go without having a crash or flying off the road. But there's always a small percentage that do. And our observation from being on the road a lot is it's those people who just insist on driving too fast for conditions that inevitably lose control, spin out, hit another car, hit a wall, or fly off the road into the ditch. So the best thing you can do is slow down, drive appropriately for conditions. If you see all the traffic around you driving slower than you are, slow down.
Okay. What if I feel that I can go a little bit faster than the traffic around me? That means that I'm wrong, right?
Typically, it tends to suggest that, yes. Not always, but that is probably a rather good indication that may be the case.
Right, and I said that because we've all seen that one guy, that one woman who feels that because they've got a four-wheel vehicle or a new car or whatever, they can drive 5 to 10 miles faster than the rest of us on slow surfaces.
Absolutely, and four-wheel drive is great if you're driving in dirt or mud or thick snow. But if you're on ice, four wheels can slide just as easily as two.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me go to the phone lines right now. We got Ray on line one. Hey, Ray, thanks for calling. You're on with Craig Bryson of the Oakland County Road Commission.
Yes, how would autonomous cars work in this type of weather? That was one of the questions I've been thinking about for quite some time. This type of weather, how would autonomous vehicles operate like this?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
You said how would a certain vehicle operate, or how much time?
Autonomous vehicles, self-driving vehicles.
Oh, the self-driving vehicles.
Oh,
okay. That's an interesting question. I appreciate the call, Ray. I hadn't thought about that. There are self-driving vehicles being tested on the roads around here. How does this impact them, if at all, Craig?
That is a fantastic question, and in part that remains to be seen, and of course as the tests occur. But the general thought at this point is that it'll help things, because those vehicles will their computer control systems will tell them to drive in a safe manner for the condition. Part of the whole goal of the autonomous vehicle is to eliminate the crashes that are caused by human errors, and the majority of crashes are caused in one way or another by human errors. Mm-hmm. So the assumption is we're going to have much safer roads when we have a lot more autonomous vehicles.
Yes. What does the Oakland County Road Commission do?
What do we do?
Yeah, why do you exist? What is your purpose in life?
Great question. So we do all of the maintenance on all 2,700 miles of county roads across the county. That is, we build the roads, we design them, we do the routine maintenance, we repair them. All of those things are required to have a functioning surface transportation system. And one of the reasons why county-level road agencies exist in the first place is 100 years ago, our forefathers looked around at the system then in which townships had control of all the roads. And it was a very inefficient system because you had all these little forms of government that were trying to do things, and they wanted a more efficient system. So it was one of the early consolidation efforts. They said, well, we would be much more efficient if we had a county-wide entity that took care of all the roads. And that's when the state legislature created what was then the County Road Commission system. Today in Wayne County and Macomb County, they're part of county general government. In Oakland County and other counties, they're still independent units of government.
I was going to say, do all counties have a road commission?
All counties have a county road agency. There are, I think, now 7 or 8 counties in the state where the county road agency has been absorbed by county government. Wayne County was the first to do that in 1985, as you probably know. And Macomb County followed suit not too awfully long ago. But still today, the vast majority are still independent county road commissions.
And the commissioners are elected in each county?
They are when the counties created their road commissions back 100 years ago or so, they had the option of either having them appointed or elected. In Oakland County, while we're an independent unit of government, we're not part of county general government. The only connection we have is the County Board of Commissioners appoints our 3 board members, our 3 road commissioners. They are then independent. We're not funded by the county. We receive no revenue from the county. We don't answer to Brooks Patterson, but our board members are appointed by the county commissioners.
Okay, and then so your funding comes from your own tax increment on the tax rolls? You're funding?
Well, no. Actually, the funding for county road agencies comes from the state via the gas tax, the diesel tax, and the vehicle registration fee. So all that money that we all pay to put gas in our cars or to put license plates on our cars goes into a big pot in Lansing, and there's a formula in state law that allocates that money to each county based on population, miles of road, vehicles registered per county, et cetera.
Right. And how do you determine where you need new roads, where you need improvements? Are those requests that come in from citizens, or do you guys study the roads continuously and say, okay, it's about time we did some work here or there?
All of the above, but the single biggest factor that we use in determining where we spend our money is crash data. traffic volume and crash data. So we're safety driven. We do constant analysis of crash data. We receive every single police report for a crash on a road in Oakland County. We analyze where the crashes take place, what causes them, and if there's anything that's road related that we can do to resolve them, so that the majority of our money follows safety. And as a result of that, many people don't know this, but we in Oakland County have some of the safest roads in the country for a community this size, based on the number of traffic fatalities. And that's because for years, all those dollars have been spent based on safety priorities.
Now, that's fascinating, Craig. What types of improvements do you do? Do you widen streets? Do you put up different traffic lights or different signage or what?
All of the above. Again, you're absolutely right, Russ. Cliff, I should say. Lately we've been putting in roundabouts. They're one of the safest forms of intersections that we can build. But depending on the situation, we'll widen the road, we'll widen an intersection, we'll put in a traffic signal if there isn't one there, and it's justified and needed. We think it would make a difference. But we study. We're data driven. We study all that data. And really, the roundabouts are one of the greatest inventions we've seen. We've now got one of the highest concentrations of roundabouts in the country for a community this size, and they have had a tremendous impact on safety.
I figured out immediately when they put up the roundabouts that when you get to the roundabout, you look to your left. If someone's coming, you let them go by. If no one's coming, you go.
Absolutely, that's right.
But
it's really not that complicated.
But you still get a lot of folks who get to that roundabout and they stop and they pause and they stutter. Is there any type of education for roundabout drivers?
There is. We've put in our first roundabout almost 20 years ago now, and since then we've been doing nearly constant education. We've done videos and brochures and meetings and flyers, everything you can think of. We've worked with every single driver's education program we can find in Oakland County. We've worked with the AARP to get information to senior drivers. You name it, we've done it, and we continue to do it. And that's a constant challenge.
I pretty much know what your answer is going to be to this, Craig, but I got to ask. I still have a number of friends who believe that in Oakland County would know this. Where you have wealthier residents, you get better roads and better road service. You've heard that complaint before. Tell us the truth. Is that the way it works? Are the wealthy folks, do they have like a red phone, a hotline to your office?
Well, I hear that almost every day. And oftentimes I hear people tell me, I live in a wealthy community. Why aren't you fixing my road? And the truth is it has absolutely nothing to do with how we select projects or how projects are funded. Because we don't get property taxes, it doesn't matter if you live in a $1 million house or a $5,000 house. It has no impact on the funding we get for the road in front of your house.
Right, but obviously I hit the nail on the head because you said you hear about it every day.
Every single day. Every single day, yep.
That's it. I can't tell you how many times folks have driven down Telegraph or some road in Oakland County and said, well, see, this is how the wealthy live. They get better roads out here.
Right,
it's all Craig Bryson's fault.
Yep. There are plenty of people who believe that.
Exactly. We are just about out of time, Craig. It is highly entertaining and informative. But tell us again your basic tips for people who are out there trying to handling the snow and the driving conditions that are out there right now. What primarily do you want to tell them about driving, first of all, and secondly, about what it is that you're doing at the Oakland County Road Commission?
Absolutely. First and foremost, please slow down. Take your time. It's better to get somewhere late than to not get there. So please take your time, especially in these conditions. We're doing everything we can. We have all our resources out there right now. But, when the snow is falling like this, the roads are going to be snow covered. They're going to be slushy, and they may be slippery in places. So please give yourself time. Give yourself space between yourself and the other vehicles. Don't crowd our plows. Let them do the job. They're trying to make the roads safe for the rest of us. And take your time and get where you're going.
And the folks who are saying, where are they? What are they doing right now? What do you say to them?
They are out there. You may not see them. I mean, again, with 3,000 miles of roads and 106 trucks out there, the odds of a truck being within your line of sight at any given moment are not great. But that doesn't mean they're not out there. They are all